down below. Thanks, and thank you for the support, and I'll see you in the video. Wait, don't scroll. Don't click. Please. I have a very important announcement to make. This content you're watching
Peekaboo, my dude.
is proudly sponsored by me. That's right.
Hello.
Me, Deceptive Cobras, and our merch store.
Mike
So, of
is
course,
alive.
links down below. Thanks, and thank you for the support, and I'll see you in the video.
State of the Union is arrived. Let's end the merch ad. There we go. Merch ad has been ended. Alright, my dude. I genuinely just wanted to have a quick chit chat with you about a few things. I'm doing a State of the Nation kind of video for the channel. No, this is a good thing. I got some really good news earlier this morning. Basically my sleeping pattern has gone to shit. I mean, like, gone. Mostly because of the tablets I'm taking. I'm taking this new blood thinner, and it's actually working. So I had an appointment this morning to see my doctor. I saw him. He drew some blood and did an MRI, and the blood clot behind my left eye is actually shrinking. It's responding to the blood thinners. Yes, that's incredibly good news. And he said once I'm on my very last round of it, once I'm off of that, I can start taking the painkillers for my migraines, which means I'll be able to sleep properly. Yay. But anyway, health update aside, I did a video. Now I've got it paused currently on my screen, but I did a video where Heroes and Generals 2 did a pseudo live stream. Basically, all they basically did was cover previous mentioned question. It was basically just the same top questions over and over again that they can only answer, because clearly they've got internal memos saying don't talk about this, do talk about that. You know what I mean? It's It was originally 3 million. They're still going. Kickstarter is still going. They've lowered it down to 2 million because they found no, it's not the fact that they were like, oh, I think we're asking for too much. They actually found ways to save money, and so in order to save money, you know, by decentralizing the workload, the team. So basically, you've got people in like Montreal, Quebec, and various other places. It's the majority of the guys are working from home, with some guys working in the office because they're already working on other projects. See, TLM Games do run more than just Heroes and Generals. They actually have like 3 or 4 different IPs that they run. You can go to their website, go to TLM Games. If you go to TLM Games, and right there you get We Shall Fight Them on the Beaches. Yeah, that's their thing. But if you look down at the bottom, they've got Zoira, the Celestial Sisters. They've got let's see, they've done Ghostbusters VR, Gotham Knights, Spell Breaks, Back for Blood. That's a shooter. Yep, Back for Blood, and The Quarry. Well, let's click on it and find out. Yep, they co-develop it. Yep. So like I said, they know what they're doing. It's not like going to be like a Jake. Now this is where this is where my video comes in. Okay, now in my video I mentioned an Escape from Tarkov style self-financing, and so in that makes more sense, because if you think about it, you're going to get streamers like Devil Dog Gamer, myself, Cotton, Cow. You're going to get so many people buy into the basic level stuff, and that right there is going to be big PR, big PR. And I mean, even if they say, okay, all you guys have access to our test server for 2 hours, you know, and or just have as much fun as possible, and at the same time they record our gameplay. You know, we record our gameplay, but we sign NDAs, so we can't release it on our own until you give us pre-approval or whatnot, you know. And then, you know, we make little hype videos for you guys. We mention it on our social medias. We mention it in our Discords. We see right now they've just centralized it just to their Discord, and I am in their Discord, and I talk to them about. I mean, here, right here. I mean, I'm Unreal Engine 5. They're using Unreal 5. So like I said, I'm in their Discord. I'm talking to them. I talk to the powers that be. I mean, Gepicos is in there as a content creator. I'm not listed as a content creator, wankers. But point is, you guys know I make content here. You know, I used to main the damn game. But this is my point. Is I want the game to succeed, and I'm not gonna lie, I did chip in at the $90 price point, so I can get early access into the alphas when they get to the point where they want to issue. Mostly because I feel that I want to get in, sample it, and if it's for me, great. If not, okay, I haven't really lost anything, and that's the truth. I haven't really lost anything. Yeah, what, $90? Okay. I'm sorry, but you're going to spend $90 on Modern Warfare, on Call of Duty, on microtransactions for your favorite freaking, you know, Destiny even. How many DLCs does Destiny 2 even have now? I lost count past, I lost count past 5 or 6, you know? And what's worse is, if you don't have that DLC, you can go on to the dungeons, but you won't get those drops that are specifically for that DLC, which makes no sense. Why are you even allowing me into that dungeon then? That's like the biggest tease in the world. That's like going into a strip club, and you know, it's a 2-for-1 special night, and you go in there, and it's 2 dudes for one chick special. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, hang on. Mm-hmm. I just recently uninstalled Heroes and Generals. No word of a lie. I just recently, because my hard drives are getting full up. 2000 exactly 2,300 hours. No, March 2nd. That's when I last played it. But like I said, and think about it. How many accounts did I have, and how many got banned? Yeah, my first cat account got banned because I was too good, because my KDR was and what was worse was Red Fiona was watching my stream, and he even commented, "Nice shot, man," because I headshotted someone on with an M1 Garand iron sighted, and it was like a 200 and something meter shot, and I was like, I used to fire this in real life with real bullets, dude. This is nothing, you know. And that account got banned because apparently my KDR was too good, and then some idiot got my other account banned because he was using hacks, and I let him, and I let him log in because he didn't have access to a gun because he wanted to do a YouTube video for it or something like that, and he got that account banned. But I always kept my original account clean, you know. Yeah, my Sacred Angel account. Yep, I mentioned it in the video. Yeah, that's my old original Alpha account, and I still, to this day, have it, love it, and I'm never I mean, yeah, granted, if I have the option to transfer over the name from the current game over to the new one, I'm going to, because it's just it's just the member berries, you know. Hmm. And so, but my idea was simply to do a Escape from Tarkov style self-funding. Now, the reason why I suggested the self-funding thing is because it would give them straight up right up front capital. Think about it. I mean, if they go with a Kickstarter, they've got to wait for that Kickstarter to reach the goal before they can get the funding. Okay, and clearly they're burning through cash right now just to keep the original servers up and running. They've said that they are running it at a loss right now. I say, cut the finger off to save the hand. Okay, do a simple 1 credit sale on everything in the game. Yeah, so players can always get the tank that they wanted, the plane that they wanted, the gun that they wanted, the mods that they wanted, and just play and have fun and do one last huge, great big hurrah. You know, end it all on a high note and say to them, this is what we're doing, and then launch the website with it being entry level account is $20. What you get for it is you get $20 worth of in-game gold, you get this, you get that, you get this, and you get that, you know. And then each subsequent account, like to the point where you get to the Edge of Darkness account, you get early access into the alpha, just like what they do on the Kickstarter. Only this one is upfront capital that they can use, so you've turned something that was a red into a black moment. Do you see what I'm saying? And then they can judge right there and then whether or not it's actually worthwhile to continue on, or just to end it where it is. I would like to see them do that. I'd also like to see them reach out to the old content creators like myself, like Cotton, like Cal, like Waxy, like you know, Devil Dog Gamer even. Of course not. And I get that, but that's the thing. And this harks back to my issue with public schools. Okay, what? No. Let me explain. You're a light bulb's gonna come on, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, son of a bitch!" Hear me out. In public schools, you're always taught to sit down and shut up. You're always taught to do things by yourself. Always. You're always told to do things by yourself. Don't collab with anyone about any ideas that you have and various other things, right? And they're quote unquote preparing you for life. Okay, you get into the real world, you get a job, and the first thing they ask you is, what team building exercises do you know? Do you know how to work in a team? Because, like I said, the educational system fails right there, right then. And it's just a downhill scope from there. So what I should, and this is why I say to people, this is like, I mean, for crying out loud, you watched me build a game, a first-person shooter, multiplayer with tanks and guns and everything else in Unreal 4 in a day, and I streamed me building it, you know, and I mean, so there's literally nothing stopping them from getting a functional demo that people can download and play. You know, even if it's just a single player, they can do it old school and give it a timed demo. Like, you know how the old demos used to get on the PlayStation? Used to be timed. It would be like the first 2 levels of a game, and then after that it's like, you know, the full game's coming XXX years, you know? They could do old school like that. Member berries right there and then, you know? And that's my whole point. They could do old school member berries. They could even send out a little gift package to like the bigger streamers like DDG, Dust David Games, things of that nature, and then it is an old school demo disc, with some with a t with a t-shirt or a cap or a button, you know what I mean, stuff like that or whatnot, and then they can bung it in, push play the game, play the demo, everything else, and have all that fun and a whole bunch of other stuff. Why does this fucking update keep getting paused? I'm trying to update High on Life, and it downloaded the update, but every time it tries to install it, it locks up, and I don't know why. And my hard drives have got all the space in the universe because I've uninstalled like 15 games. But but anyway, that's my whole. You see what I'm saying? Right there, there's the member berries. Right there, there's the member berries. Launch the merch. They've got H&G merch already. Launch it. Put it on like the Escape from Tarkov style website that you've got. Have a forum in there where you can listen to your players. Very similar to the Discord, okay? But in the forums, it's a more longer format. Okay, yeah, you're going to get asshole troll accounts that say, "This game is shit. I want HMG one best." But no, the game is exactly. You've got to filter out the shit. Okay, you've got to filter out the kernels of corn in the poop in order to get to the nitrates to grow the food. Okay, and so as a player of both, Red Orchestra 2, Hell Let Loose. Of so many games that use Unreal Engine and whatnot, and our World War II first-person shooters and various other things and whatnot. From a gaming aspect, from a gamer's aspect, what I saw, I want to say it reminded me a lot of like Battlefield meets original Medal of Honor, if that made sense. Oh God, yes. It did. Oh yeah, and that's the vibe I was getting from the video. Okay, and if we look at the video, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. That's the vibe I got from looking at the content. Okay, and in it you can see the. I know that a lot of the stuff that they've got there is placeholder. Okay, but that's the idea I was going with, is like the Escape from Tarkov style thing. They can have a little simple pre-order page, and say, but like click here to pre-order your this. We will take your information, like your email address and various other things and whatnot, and send you a registration email address, but we won't ask for any money or anything up front. They can literally dip their toe in the water and it won't cost them anything. They've already got a website up. They've already got TLM up. They've already got a website up. They've even got a sign-up sheet where you can actually sign up. Does that make sense? So what is stopping them from doing a simple little pre-order tab page on the Heroes and Generals page? Yeah, people put in their email address. Things of that nature. They just put in their email address. They put in a few other things, some relevant information. Like their original H&G account name. As well. Click register, and they're in a pool. And if that pool gets to a certain size, they can say, "Hang on, we've got a really good little open field of play testers here." And then reach out to them and say, "Look, we're getting ready to launch a Kickstarter page, preemptive pre-order page. What do you think of the prices?" Like literally do a little poll them. Send something like, okay, how much would you be willing to pay maximum for the game? So, and again, this is the thing. When it comes to a free-to-play game, you have to come up with the initial upfront cost. Okay, like there's so many free-to-play first-person shooters that I used to play, like Combat Arms and heck, some of them are still on my Steam library. Let's see, we've got Heroes of the West. No, that's Red Orchestra 2. Sorry. Where is it? God, Insurgency I still play from time to time. Iron Front, Liberation 1944, Iron Sight. Remember that game? We used to play it all the time. Their servers are gone now. They shut the servers down. Yep, they're gone. Loadout. That was another cool little. Oh God, like freaking 2019, 2020. Yeah. No More Room in Hell was another little first-person shooter, like Pain Train 2. You know, another little first-person shooter that I used to play. Let's see. And then we've got... Where is it? Soldier Front 2 is another little free-to-play first-person shooter that I used to play. Combat Arms is another first-person shooter that I used to play. Of course, Rainbow Six Siege is another first-person shooter that I used to play. I'm yet another zombie one, Z1 Battle Royale. You know, Zombies, Monsters, and Robots is another first-person shooter that I used to play. All free-to-play. Most of these are all free-to-play. Okay, so I know initially what it takes to get a free-to-play first-person shooter up off the ground, because that was our biggest contention when we was coming up with our game. Is we weren't sure if we wanted to make it a free-to-play game with a cash shop, or if we wanted to ask a small upfront cost of like $20. You know. Yeah, and then launch a cash shop later on for prolonged maintenance for the servers and stuff. And all we were gonna sell was skins. We weren't even gonna sell like units or anything. Unlike Enlisted originally was only going to sell skins. Now all of a sudden, because now all of a sudden, yeah, exactly, and so that's where again, free to play games are a player. They initially, and I know they don't want to do this, but initially they will divide the player base, because it's haves versus have-nots. War Thunder is a big prime example of this. How many times, when you know me, when we first started playing War Thunder and they started adding the occasional gold tank here or there, everyone was like, oh, okay, it's a reskin of this tank or a reskin of that tank, you know. And yet now, in order to progress in the normal tech tree line, it tells you that you have to buy certain gold tanks. Yeah, because they don't have enough tanks, and I'm like, that's like literally holding a gun to their head and telling them, open up your wallet, bitch, if you want to keep playing the game. And yet, like, that alienates and separates your player base. If notice how no one in Escape from Tarkov feels alienated. Granted, the game's annoying with the head eyes bullshit and the aim bots and stuff and whatnot. This is why I play a single player version of the game. I'll help you set that up later if you're really interested in that. No, if you've got an original Tarkov account, you're good. No, you're still good. Yeah, just trust me on this. I can't talk more about it while I'm live, but I'll talk to you about it afterwards. And so notice how in the Tarkov community, no one has versus have-nots. Yeah, you get Giga Chads who are level 50 and something because they don't sleep. You know, they're up, or they got like piles and empty cans of Red Bull and they're just doing this. You know. Yeah. Like I said, Giga Chad guys are running around in their fort armors and their killer helmets and have max stats and all this shit. And that's great. If you want to min-max it and have fun, go for it. Okay? I originally started watching streamers like Pestily because he didn't Giga Chad. He didn't care. He just played the game to have fun. Now, he min-maxes everything. He has gone the way of the Chad. And I stopped following him on Twitch. I stopped following him on YouTube. I stopped following him on Twitter. I don't if I see anything about Pestily, I instantly just go fuck off. Yeah, I want nothing to do with him. Same as Jingles. Yeah, Jingles and Quickie Baby. Now, I know for a fact, because again, I was part of the US community contributors for World of Tanks. I know for a fact that every time the EU CC managers would reach out to us and ask us to do like a cross-server collab, they would say, who do you want to work with? And people would say Zircon, Pointy Ear Jedi. They would list everyone but Quickie Baby. Okay? Reason still is to the point where if you ever go to any like Tank Fest events or whatever and he's there, you're going to see about maybe 3 or 4 people at his table, and the lines for like Skills or Zircon or someone else is out the door. Yeah, Zircon's hilarious. He takes shit tank ideas, you know. They're pink bunny PJs, and they're pink bunny PJs. Anyway, and so he would take like HE only like French tank destroyers and walk away with a 3K game. Cause he's hilarious, and I will watch Zircon to the cows come home. I will watch Skills to the cow comes home, but I cannot watch Quickie Baby. I just can't. I can't watch him. I just, as a fellow Brit, I just want to punch him in the face. I don't. It's one of those things like if we was in the same. If we were in the same secondary school and we were walking down the hallway and he even looks at me, I would just left jab him right in the nose. Bah! Shut the fuck up. You know? Because he's just got a face you want to punch. Yes, he does. He just has a punchable face. And I mentioned once as a joke. On stream, and I even got a 7-day ban for mentioning this on stream. I turned around and said, isn't it amazing how the man can't find an English woman to date him, so he goes to Belarus? That's all I said. That got me a 7-day strike. Yes. And I even got a temp talk ban on World of Tanks for it. I literally logged in and it said verbal harassment and whatnot, and I'm like, I haven't logged into World of Tanks in like 3 days. Who the hell have I insulted now? You know? Yeah. Well, it's not just that. It's like the fact. Okay, I cannot stand anyone from streaming houses, so like OTK stuff like that. I cannot stand them. Yeah, I can't stand them because they are literally manufactured drama. Every single one of them is the moment they realize that their streams are losing viewers or certain websites that they go to and pay certain money to get certain numbers to go up. I'm not going to say. All of a sudden, it's like, Aiden Ross is now banned on. And why? Because of one Reddit live stream fails. That one, there's a subreddit called Live Stream Fails. Okay, there's a YouTube channel called Live Stream Fails. If it wasn't for that one channel, okay, OTK would have died years ago. Places, streamers like Tyler would have just disappeared. Greek would have just disappeared. Even though Greek's gone now. Greek is now banned. Greek's not even in OTK anymore. He got kicked. Yeah, he's gone. He got kicked from OTK. Yeah, he got gone. Same as there's like 3 or 4 others that are now gone. One of them got gone because he essayed a female streamer at a party, and two of them tried covering it up. It was a big whole snafu, and when it came out that they tried to cover it up, all of a sudden it's like now they've gone on a paid hiatus as well. So yeah, this is why I don't like streamer houses. I don't like watching them. I don't like anything to do with them. I mean, seriously, I have a new Twitch account. Okay, it's called Deceptive Snake. Okay, you can follow me there if you want. I've never streamed. I've never streamed there. Okay, I only have it so that I can get my Twitch drops and logins and stuff for other games. Okay, it's the only reason why I have it. I have no intentions of streaming on this channel at all, and yet apparently 3 people have subscribed to it. So yeah, I'm not gonna. But notice, okay, on the recommended, yeah, we've got OP Heckler, Lady Mouse US, Amaranth, Nick Shots, Demian's Gaming, and Chess Genie. Okay, now you want to know why? Because all of them are World of Tanks players, with the exception of Amaranth. Now, Amaranth is always mentioned. Always. I want nothing to do with that person. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I want fuck all to do with her or anything like that, and I cannot click on it and say, fuck off, get out of my recommended. I cannot remove her from my recommended. See, there's no way you can see. I only follow 2 channels: Skills for You, and a chick called Celeb Psyche Duck. Okay, now I follow her. Okay, for one reason and one reason only. I saw an Instagram post, yeah, where she was streaming to no one, 0, and this big Instagram person came into her channel and just started talking to her. And it turns out she's got cerebral palsy and a few other things and whatnot, and she only streams because her caregiver doesn't hang out with her after her shift ends. Her caregiver just goes home. So she had nothing to do. And so to entertain herself, she started streaming. And the guy donated $100 to her, yeah. She starts crying and everything else and whatnot, and he gifts a whole bunch of things and whatnot, sends all of his followers over to her channel. Her videos now get like 13k views. You know, she's now 104,000 followers, all because one big person did something kind for her. And when I saw that video, I was like, you know what, I've got to help this chick. So I came in here and I followed her. Okay, because that's the sort of person I am. Okay, when I see your live, I try to hop into your chat, or when I see someone else live, I try to, because I want to do for others what DDG did for me. Okay, and I still to this day. I mean, I've got him on Discord. We talk all the time. You know, currently he's got he's currently nursing a broken ankle right now, poor bastard. And so once his ankle's all fixed and whatnot, me and him have plans for me to fly out and hang out with him for a week. Yeah, I'm meeting Pandemics here soon as well. I actually have a Cobra merch T-shirt to give him. No jokes. Yeah, I got samples. I got my Cobra samples, and I put these away because one is going to David and one is going to Pandemics. See, right here, Cobra merch. I've even got my own Cobra t-shirts in the wash right now. But yeah, see, Cobra merch. Woo! Check out the merch store, links are down below. There you go. Even Janet in chat, she ordered a whole bunch of t-shirts for herself and her boys. And so yeah, and like I said, I don't make a lot of money off the merch. I make like 39p off of each t-shirt. I literally set the price so low so that everyone can afford it, you know, because I know times are tough everywhere, guys. So I'm not looking to see, again, I'm not like Pokimane who will sell bath water. No, that was Belle Delphine. You know, I'm not Belle Delphine. Belle Delphine sold bath water for like £300 a jar, and people were buying it. Yeah, people were buying it. Fucking disgusting pricks. And yeah, well, see, now that's actually another thing. Belle Delphine is now a nobody. She's now a nobody. Yeah, she does porn now. Yeah, she does porn now. She has a OF fan. She has an OF page. Yep, that's all she does now. That's all she does now. Is she literally become a nobody overnight? Yep. But like I said, I can't get rid of Amaranth. Okay, I can't get rid of her out of my recommended. And like I said, all I follow is Skills for You and this chick. They're the only two I follow right now. They're the only two I follow right now because, like I said, like I said, if I go back to my page, I haven't even given myself an icon. I haven't customized anything on my channel, not a goddamn thing, because I don't care. She pays them to let her in the movies. Yeah, pretty much. And so my point still stands though. Okay. Oh, and this is another thing. Why is my YouTube front page showing porn? Yeah. Now I've loaded up my front page. This is what I see with the moment I click youtube.com. Okay. Now, here we've got it's my stream here. We've got Arcs of Omen Angron, which is a book series I'm listening to, so whatnot. But if we scroll down, okay, past some of these, yeah, cool. I like Delina. She's a good DJ. Okay. But all of a sudden, now look, there's literally thumbnails of chicks with their tits out. Yep. Best cub meme compilation, and it's a chick literally with her boobs hanging out. There was one earlier of pole dancers. I'm not even joking, like burlesque. Here you go, there's another one with Elizabeth Olsen's boobs hanging out. Yeah. I mean, it. There you go. There you go. There's more right here. Here you go. There's a chick with a woman taking an axle grinder to a knickers. Go. You need to change your underwear more often. Yeah. I mean, it's getting way out of hand. It has. It has. And what's worse is they're constantly trying to promote these balls. They want me to make a clips channel and to promote my clips channel. I mean, it's all aboard, Captain on the bridge. No, it's all good. It's all good. I've still got Star Trek Online updated, but no, I mean, seriously, I went through earlier and had to go like right click, do not recommend channel, not interested, on like 15 to 16 channels. There you go. Hitler's toilet seat, sold her own virginity, and all this other shit. Oh yeah, there's the thing that it's like, come on. I mean, like, really? All right, I'll take a look at him. I'll take a look at him later. But yeah, now that look, they're literally showing me pictures of cats getting blowworms pulled out of them. Yeah, it's like, what? Now everyone's like, oh, it must be the things you're searching for. Okay, if you look at the top of my YouTube, it's my common searches. Okay, gaming, 40k, comic books, Magic the Gathering, Warframe, superheroes, characters, podcasts, music, live, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, debates, court, I don't know why it's court, I don't look for courts, film criticism, thrillers, mixes, and combat sports, because I'm a big boxing MMA guy, recently uploaded, watched, and new to you. Where does any of that have to do with botflies and TikTok and all? I cannot stand TikTok. Okay, now don't get me wrong. I know some people very, very close to me who have TikTok and they watch it and stuff like that and stuff. Now, my personal feelings and my personal take on things like TikTok and YouTube Shorts is They are dumbing down the intelligence of human beings. And I mean that. They are dumbing down the intelligence of human beings. Okay? Case in point, you are, and I'm sorry, but TikTok is synonymous for this. This is why I genuinely think, and what started it was Vine. Vine started it. Vine started it by doing these little bullshit freaking 30-second clips of, oh, what's me being a complete and total fucking moron? You know what I mean? And then but my point is, people that were doing Vines like Marlon Webb, yes, I used to watch some of Marlon Webb's stuff because Marlon was a very fucking hilarious person. I don't even know what the hell he's doing anymore. But point is, okay, you've still got people like Charlie, and you know what the Charlie I'm talking about, right? Okay, well, he's now doing his own thing, got his own website and everything else and stuff, and I'm happy he's got his own Instagram and whatnot, and he literally does a podcast called Hitachi Quiz. Yes, he has Instagram models strapped to Hitachi personal massagers and asks them questions, and if they get it wrong, yeah. Needless to say, it's part of his website's like adult content side of things and whatnot. But you see what I'm saying? He took that platform and made something good with it. There are still people who made Vines, i.e. Gabby Hanna, okay, who have literally killed their own career because they tried making the exact same shot-for-shot, make-for-make stuff on TikTok that they did on Vine, and it failed. Because Vine, like I said, Vine, Shorts, TikTok, any kind of short format info, okay, I'm sorry, you're not getting any. The one thing you need about any kind of story is context. Okay, this is why books are multiple pages. This is why a book is not one page. Because you need a start, a middle, and an end. All TikTok does is literally like it's like I can't stand YouTube channels that cut up movies just for the action scenes. Okay, it's like there's one YouTube channel that for some reason I literally was watching Comics Explained. Really cool guy, love him. Rob, love you guy, love your channel, man. This is Comic Explained, really cool guy, and he literally explains comics, story arcs, everything else going. Oh god, he's such a cool dude. He gives me so many good member berries. It's not even funny. Really cool dude. Now, I was watching his videos, and it ended up making, because I think they linked it to superheroes or something because of the YouTube algorithm. I woke up to a 8-hour video of every line that Steve Rogers had, that Chris Evans had from all the Captain America movies, and it's just him talking. And you can see him standing there talking to Vision, and then Vision's gone, and now he's talking to Loki. Loki's gone. Now he's talking to Thor. Thor's gone. I'm like, the fuck am I watching? You know what I mean? And exactly. And I woke up to that shit. And I was like, what the fuck is this crap? You know? But ever since then, literally, I go to the YouTube homepage, and all it recommends is YouTube Shorts. Shorts. If I click on subscription, okay, now these are all the channels that are live. So we've got Friday Night Frolics. Absolutely love Overlord DVD. Overlord is a huge, hilarious character. Then we've got Desolator Magic. Love him. Rageaholic. Of course, it's Razor Fist. But if we scroll down, okay, there's Fox News. I don't know why Fox News is in my subscription, that I'm not subscribed to Fox News. Timcast IRL, Airwing Marine, Nick's Garage, RX Muscle, All Elite Wrestling, mediocre tutorials and reviews. There you go. It's a short. It's a fucking short. Yet I have plugins that are supposed to remove shorts from my subscription feed. And shorts. Here you go. Here's another one. Matt Walsh, a short. Here you go. Here's another one. Avery Yemi, a short. Another one. Candice Owens, a short. Gary Lamb, a short. I don't want shorts. I want the option to remove them, YouTube. I'm not interested in them. Okay? Stop trying to cram this shit down my throat. I am not interested in shorts. I will never be interested in shorts. I have never posted a short, and I will never post a short. Okay? There's a reason why. I fucking detest and loathe shorts. Stop it. Stop it. Don't make me roll up a newspaper and smack you on the forehead. Bad, YouTube. That's my whole point. I hate shorts. Shorts should not exist. Okay? They just should not exist. They're dumbing down people's intelligence and lack of continuity. You get no context whatsoever from a YouTube short. None. This is why I don't like Twitter clips. If I go to my Twitter, okay, and I see a clip of something, notice that there's that, but notice that there's no clips of videos. I mean, here you go. What can I get from 30 something seconds? Nothing. You can't get anything from 30 seconds. You can't. You don't know what led to her statement. You don't know what the rebuttal is. Okay, I want to be informed of what was the question asked in order for her to give this answer, and then what was the rebuttal, especially in a debate. Okay, yes, I'm that sort of person that wants to hear it from both sides. Why? Because I'm educated. Because I want to be educated. Okay, I do not want to just hear what you think I want to hear. I want to hear all of it. Again, what a minute 17? No, I'd rather go to the CPAC website or the CPAC YouTube channel and watch it all in its entirety. That's what I want to do. Again, there's only so much you can get from small form factor. Okay? This is why I can't stand small form factor. Okay? Your shorts is music. Fair enough. But my point still stands, though. Ultimately, my point still stands. You cannot get any kind of decent context from anything, okay, when it comes to a story. Okay, it's like, this is why I hate it when news stations release the body cam footage of insert shooting here. Okay, they don't show what led up to it. They don't show what led after it. Okay, all they show is the clip of the cop in the car driving like a maniac to get to the scene, and then out of nowhere you hear him use a whole bunch of expletives, and then the gun's firing. Okay, and then it outrages a lot of people, and it's like, all the cops are bad, all the cops are bad, all the cops are bad. No. Not all cops are bad. I have had my running with bad cops. I've had some running with some really freaking good cops. Okay, not all cops are bad. Not all people are trash or garbage. Not all white people are rednecks. Not all black people are the N-word. Okay? Not all Mexicans are the W word. Okay? Bing bang 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 bing bang bing. Ah, the call of my people. But my point still stands. Okay, you cannot get any context whatsoever out of a 30-second clip. Okay, you can't. Like I said, exactly. See, when it comes to me, when I'm watching debate, like I said, I like watching debate videos, whether it be Democrat, Republican, doesn't fucking matter. Liberal, Democrat, Labour, Conservative, it doesn't matter. Okay, I will watch Australian and Canadian politics, and it has fuck all to do with me. I just watch them because they're hilarious. But the point is, I don't like watching an out of context clip taken. Like case in point, every time there's like I said it earlier, every time there's a shooting, involving police, they only showed the body cam footage of the cop with like 10 seconds leading up to before he shoots, and then they cut it off right afterwards. You know, it's like, no, show the thing in its entirety. Stop saber rattling and getting the people angry. All right, show the entire thing. Like I remember when I was living in North Carolina, there was a big thing because I think it was like 2 or 3 sheriffs mag dumped into this guy's car, and it turns out that the guy in return, before they even shot at the guy, he had mag dumped an AK-47 at them. He shot first, but they didn't show that footage. They only showed the footage of the cops firing back. That's it. And eventually it was the sheriff department released the body cam footage in its entirety, and they said, stop saber rattling, stop making it look like that our guys are racist, when, by the way, 2 of the cops that fired were black, the other guy was Hispanic, there was no white people involved, so it's not a white on black crime, you know. And literally eventually the news anchor had to apologize live on air, you know. And that's the sort of shit, like I said, you can't get any context from a 30-second clip. You can only get full context when it's released in its entirety. This is why I'm not quick to judge, okay? If I see a guy wearing a dress, I don't instantly think crackpot. I don't instantly think transvestite. I don't instantly think, you know, cross-dresser. I don't think anything. I think maybe he's had a bad laundry day and he had to borrow his wife's dress. You see what I'm saying? I'm not judging him. I'm judging the situation. Now, if he says to me, if I struck up a conversation with the guy, I'm like, are you okay? Are you cold? Do you need a jacket or something? You know? And if they say, oh, no, just bad laundry day, I'll be like, oh, okay. Yeah, I've been there too, mate. Yeah. Exactly. Just go whenever. It's like, it's all good. I have never, this is the thing, I'm not a judgmental person, okay? I was raised never to judge anyone, no matter what, okay? Because I don't know their situation. I don't know what their finances are. I don't know what their stresses are. I don't know what anything is. This is why I'm a firm believer in trying to talk things out first, okay? Even as a soldier, I would go into, when I was in Afghanistan, I would go in there, hands up, you know, my rifle on my L85 on its sling, hands up like this. I've got my guys behind me. They're like, dude, are you fucking nuts? I'm like, no, I want to talk to the village elder. So I'd sit there and I translate to the village elder, you know, we're not here to cause any harm or any problems. In fact, I'm actually here to ask you, do you need anything? You know, and they'd say, oh, we need some water or we need some fuel for our generator, stuff like that. And I'd be like, let me go get that for you. And I would respectfully go get them some water or whatever. So one guy just wanted, God, it was something mundane. Manure, that was what it was. He wanted manure for his fields. And apparently we had stopped all shipments of manure coming in because we thought they were going to the poppy fields. And it turns out the guy just needed them to grow vegetables. And so I went out there and we gave him some stuff. He grew the vegetables. The village was freaking happy and ecstatic because they could finally start growing their own food again and not going to the Taliban and trading out the arse, you know, to get simple scraps of food, you know. And eventually some of my squaddies were like, dude, one day that's going to get you killed. And I'm like, what, having faith in a fellow human being? Now, don't get me wrong, if they're yelling at me, Allahu Akbar, and, you know, and firing a fucking AK-47 or whatever at me, yeah, I'm going to shoot first, you know. And then afterwards I'll be like, did you get what you were looking for? You know what I mean? Exactly. See, my dad also told me, don't ever start the fight, but be damn sure, make sure you end it. Yeah. Yeah, you finish it. You don't start it, but you finish it. Exactly, and that's exactly what I do. But that fundamentally, though, it still makes sense. You can't get a lot of like I said. This is why I'm a firm believer in open communication with people. This is why when it circles back to Heroes and Generals, when Redomoto used to do their streams, and they'd even do like streamer of the month, and it would be some random dude I've never heard about. We're like, oh fuck, yeah, I'll check out his stream, check it out, and he's actually a really good Heroes and Generals player. I'm like, fuck, here you go, dude, you got a follow from me. You know what I mean? It helped the community grow, and I loved that. Giving away the gold codes and stuff, I don't care. Okay, because honestly, that meant nothing to Redo. That meant nothing. Okay, 200 gold wouldn't even buy you shit. Anyway, it wouldn't. It would barely. Oh, you got like a percent of a percent left to get this ribbon. Here, spend it with gold. Ding. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know. I ended up getting. Oh god, I kicked up such a fuss. Dude, I yelled at Red Bjorna. I was like, unban my fucking mod now! And he's like, I'll look into it. I'm like, you can! What's wrong with you? Yeah, and I was like, yeah, exactly, and this is, like I said, it's like when I was playing remember when I started streaming Battlefield 3 and those guys in our game was accusing me of aimbotting and shit, and I'm like, dude, I'm live on Twitch, you can watch me play, and some of them even came in and watched me play, and in game they were like, dude, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, you're not cheating. It's clear you're not cheating. I'm like, of course I'm not fucking cheating. And they were like, press this key, press that key, press this key, press that. I pressed like every fucking key that you could think of that could be a combination to bring up like a HUD menu or some shit. It's like, show me your bottom panel. There you go. Yeah, show me your desktop. There you go. What's in that folder? This. What's in that folder? That. Gonna go back to the game now? Okay, but. And afterwards, they friended me and stuff like that, and they're like, dude, I'm so sorry that I ever accused you of that. And I'm like, dude, it's all good. Just don't be so quick to judge, okay? There's going to be players that are better than you, okay? There's always going to be someone out there that's better than you, okay? Just learn to take it on the chin and say, I should have zigged when I zagged, you know? And go ahead. Well, one of the things that got my attention was in the live stream they mentioned about clans and about how it's not fair that some clans, when they join a game, just ruffle stomp the enemy. And I thought to myself, hang about, isn't that the epitome of teamwork? Isn't being a functional, effective army the goal of the game? Do you think the Germans complained to system admins because the Soviets stomped them out of Stalingrad? No. Or how about when they pushed them out of Africa or France? No, of course not. Don't be fucking stupid. At the end of the day, I have been ruffle stomped by good players in squads. And this is the thing, games, especially first-person shooters, are extremely hard to balance, okay? You're always going to get players that want to min-max their stats. You're always going to get players that want to min-max their efficiency. You're always going to get players that take the game too seriously. I used to be one of those players. I ain't anymore. Why? Because I grew the fuck up. You know, and now I stream games that I want to play for fun and entertainment. Like I'm doing a chapter to chapter play of Red Dead Redemption. Okay, I fucking love it, dude. I've not played the online stuff yet. I'm not going to. Like I said, I'm solely focusing on the campaign right now. And like I said, I'll be streaming that tomorrow. We're still on chapter 2, so we're still in the town and doing a few things. I just rescued the drunken priest, which was kind of cool. Because there's a little mini game you got to do before the train splats you. That was kind of cool. But no, my point is though, how I think. See, I want to throw it out to. This is what I'm saying to you. If they just did a pre-order page and said to themselves, you know what? I think that if we do X, Y, and Z, you know, they could throw out they could throw out small little polls or questionnaires. You know, they could literally have a little questionnaire up on their website that says, how would you feel if we charged like £15 or $15 or €15 for an upfront fee for Heroes and Generals 2, you know, things of that nature. And people who like on their Kickstarter, they've got a thing where if you drop X amount of money, you will get your name on a tombstone and stuff like that and whatnot. And I'm like, that's kind of fucking morbid, ain't it? You know, I wouldn't want my name on a tombstone. You want to know what I would want my name on? Yeah, a lot of people have pulled out their backing from the podcast. Yeah, they were at 120 something thousand. People have pulled out bad. They've lost 20 something thousand. Yeah. Oh no, 40 something. Sorry, 40 something thousand. Yeah. And like I think it's like one of these big Uber packages, like down there, Brigadier General Early Bird, $900 or more. Yeah. And you get Pledge Tier exclusive stone statue with your username in game. Kickstarter exclusive golden officer's pistol in game. Kickstarter exclusive golden supporter helmet in game. Yeah, like you're not going to stand out in the foliage, are you? Plus all previous rewards excluding Pledge Tier exclusives. Okay, so if you scroll up to that, that's a swag pack, hoodie, mousepad, mug, and poster. So clearly they've got merch printed. Clearly they've got merch designed, ready to go, ready to print. Okay, so what's stopping them from opening up a Heroes and Generals 2 merch store and using that to help fund the game? This is the one I paid into, the $90 one. Early access to the closed alpha. Okay, Kickstarter exclusive bronze name in game. Heroes and Generals 2 alpha tester t-shirt. Access to Heroes and Generals 2 forums when closed alpha starts. All previous rewards excluding Pledge Tier exclusives. So, do you see what I'm saying? So that's what I paid into. Now, I'm not logged in, so it won't show you, but that, you see what I'm saying? It's actually out now. You can't get any more of this backer. This is what I'm saying to you. Reward no longer available. So they're maxed out. These bigger tiers are maxed out. Okay? Reward no longer available. One backer, limited of 1 of 3 left. On what one's this one? Yeah, the 10,000 one. That's what backed out. General of the Army, physical. Exclusive look at what is being worked on. Pledge Tier exclusive bronze statue with your username in game. All previous rewards excluding Pledge Tier exclusive. Plane ticket to Las Vegas, Nevada. Hotel stay in Las Vegas for 2 nights. Virtual front row seat at our development meeting for 4 weeks. Meet the development team. Join for milestone meetings and dinner. Okay, you want to know why I think that there is asinine? Okay, unless you live in Vegas, how can you cram 4 weeks of meetings in 2 days? It says right there, hotel stay in Vegas for 2 nights, but a 4-week meeting. One of these things just doesn't belong here. It's like, who the fuck came up with that idea? Yeah, and that's 10 grand. Yeah. And then the next one up is 5 grand. Pledged here, put your personal touch on a capture zone. Okay. Yeah. Design a skin for a vehicle, which is the 3,000. God, could you imagine if I designed a fucking skin with just my boat race all over it? Yeah, or better yet, we just say Cosretto all over the tank and bush Wookiees. I wouldn't. I would literally just cover the thing in bush Wookiees and Cosrettos. They're gone. They went bankrupt. Yeah. That's what I would do. I would be the dickhead that would do that, and I know there would be people that would buy the skin just to be trolls. You know. Yeah, I would. I would do it just to be a troll. But yeah, there's a lot of like high tier ones that just reopened up. Yeah, so I know for a fact that the 10 grand one was locked up, which means they had people that had bought into it, and now they've got 3 left of 4, so 3 of them backed out. Yeah. Yeah, no, they paid the money up front. That's the thing. When you go to Kickstarter, they ask for your credit card information. They ask for your financing information. So you have the money comes out of your account. It goes into an escrow account. See, this is something Kickstarter doesn't want you to know. Okay, how Kickstarter works. See, now my ex-wife used to work in ACH and credit card processing, so I know how all this stuff works. Okay, now it works by the moment they take money, like you pay into a Kickstarter, okay, and you take money, right? The very first thing they do is they put that money in an offshore escrow account, okay? And then in that offshore escrow account, because it's constant financing being put in from all these other things that are being backed, okay, the banking percentage is more than 3%. Okay, on average, the public bank, okay, your bank account from Chase or America First or whatever the fuck it is your bank is. Mine's Lloyd's. Okay, it will be about 3%. It will be less than 1%. I mean, I can check mine right now. I love my banking app. This is why I love my banking app on my phone. So it even tells me the percentages that my account's making and getting and a whole bunch of other silly bollock shit. Come on. Okay, let that load up. Okay, currently my standard saver account is 0.65% gross. Okay, no, that's less than 1%. Now, now escrow accounts are at 30%. So think about this: you put 3 million into that account, and in a day you've made 30,000. At 30%. Sorry, at 3%. At 30%, you've made 300,000, and it's just sitting in that account. Okay, now. How many days does this have? 40 days, okay? So ask yourself this: how much in escrow is Kickstarter making off of some Kickstarters? And then to top it off, you know what Kickstarter does? They take 10% right off the top. So that's how everyone keeps asking, how does Kickstarter keep getting funded? How is it funded? That's how it's funded. It's funded by the escrow accounts that they have probably close to about 80 to 90 escrow accounts, all in countries that have non-extradition treaties. So there is nothing stopping Kickstarter, and this Kickstarter's actually done this. They did it to me. I actually started a Kickstarter to help my friend Lily and her child They closed my Kickstarter and kept the money. Yeah, and yet that's the thing. You take them to court, they've got more lawyers than you. I don't have the money. Clearly, I don't have the financing to pay for a lawyer to fight Kickstarter in court. They do. So no one ever takes them to court. No one ever takes them to court, and no one ever wins. Because even if I was a lawyer and I wanted to do this pro bono, it's the filing fees that get you. Do you know? There's one document that's damn near required for most all legal battles, okay, and that's $1,000 just to have someone scan it with a Xerox and then hand copies to the judge and to the other party. It's literally $500 a scan, and you know what that is? Your state ID. That's it. This is why, I'm sorry, but the justice system is broken. This is why this is why I and this is another thing I've always said, I think that all legal fees should be waived until the case has either gone to has been settled or whatnot. Does that make sense? So I can go to the courthouse, have them scan all the documents and whatnot. Doesn't cost me a penny. Okay, we go to court. Okay, I get an out of court settlement. Then the loser has to pay. That will stop a lot of YouTube's copyright strike issues. That will stop a lot of DMCA abusers. That will stop a lot of no-fault divorce. See, this thing, I love Reagan, but at the same time I hate him, because that man literally invented no-fault divorce. Now, before Reagan made no-fault divorce legal, a woman had to prove, without a shadow of a doubt, either infidelity or various other, and vice versa. The man had to prove it too. Okay, this is why the only thing that supersedes no-fault divorce is prenuptial agreements. Which is why in prenups it says that you have to have, without a shadow of a doubt, proof of infidelity, whether it be through text messages, physical contact, things of that nature. Okay, and like I said, if we just repeal no-fault divorce, do you have any idea the amount of people who are cheating would stop? Because the moment they realize they're cool, they know their balls have been nailed to the wall, female or male, doesn't matter. So clearly, I have no, don't get me wrong, okay? I love my current girlfriend. I do. I love my girlfriend. Okay, she's in chat. Hi, Janet. Love you, darling. Okay, I love my girlfriend. Okay, but if I had the opportunity to or not to marry, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. And I don't know for the following reasons. One, what happened to me with my ex-wife. And yes, I know not all women are the same. Not all men are the same. I get that. But it's that fear. Do you know what I mean? It's a lingering fear that's always going to be. Exactly. See, I would rather be considered. See, here in the UK, we've got something known as domicile marriage. What that means is we're not legally married, but we're considered partners. Okay, case in point, because my ex-girlfriend Kate was living with me during the first lockdown, because we were living in the same address for more than a year, we were considered domicilial marriage, which means if I really wanted to push it, I could have access to her bank accounts, and she could have access to mine. So it's marriage in all but certificate and going to the church and saying to God, yeah, if that makes sense. Well, that came about from the 60s, I believe it was. When that came about from the 60s, if I remember correctly, because Thatcher was the one that wanted to add that in because insurance companies were getting away with not paying out to the non-married spouses, if you will, of people who are not the beneficiaries of certain insurance companies. So Thatcher came up with that idea, and a lot of women still to this day hate that, because this is why here in the UK it is such a big deal when you move in with someone. Like case in point, I've not hid this, but I am looking at buying a property here in the UK. Okay, it's a 2-bedroom, and no, I'm not looking to share. I'm legally not. I'm looking at turning one of the rooms into my streaming office. So green screen, just like how I used to when I lived back in America. So you're not going to be seeing my background or anything. You're just going to see me, various other things and whatnot, and turn my other bedroom, my master bedroom, into my bedroom. You know, and when I first told the estate agent why I wanted a 2-bedroom, she was like, so it's going to be a business thing? I'm like, yeah. And she goes, well, that qualifies you for this, and this. I'm like, all right, great. And she goes, however, if you get married, that will make you invalid for most of these grants and stuff. And I was like, what? Why? And she goes, because it will then start to take into effect your partner's income. And I'm like, oh, well, that will make sense. That's the thing. There are some people, like my daughter, who don't want to legally get married. Like, at all. She's like, I love my boyfriend. I think he's amazing. I really do. I love the guy. And I mean, exactly. They an exclusive relationship is what she calls it. Because they've gone to Venice together. They've gone on vacations together. They've gone to the Bahamas and various other places and whatnot, and they love it. And I'm happy for her. I really am. He makes her happy, and he makes her and she makes him happy. And I could not be more happier for them. And she was dreading asking me this question, and I was like, "You want to know if I would force a marriage on you two if you got pregnant, right?" And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, no, darling, I wouldn't. Would I be happy? Absolutely not. Why? Because a child born out of wedlock in a non-stable home without the father figure, parental figure, when my daughter was born, I told my boss at the time, which happened to be my uncle, I was like, look, I'm taking months off. You ain't going to see me for like half a year. And he was like, what do you mean? I'm like, everyone else can hold down what I do. I'm just here to pick up a paycheck, and you know this. You know, and he's like, yeah. I'm like, my daughter's just been born. And he's like, I understand. And my uncle, I love you, Graham, he understood. And he was like, go be with your daughter. I'm like, and I did. And I spent every waking day with her. Every waking day. She would twitch in her bassinet, and I'm wide awake. You know? If I wasn't wide awake, my 2 German shepherds were wide awake, and they were both getting my attention. Like, Dad, she's up, Dad, she's up, Dad, she's up, Dad, she's moving, Dad, she's doing this, Dad, she's doing, yeah, oh yeah. No, they wouldn't bark, they would nose my elbow to get my attention. You know? And it's like, what? And they're like looking right at the bassinet. I'm like, alright, I'm on it. You know? To the point where, and they were so protective of my daughter that Ronnie would be cold around her bassinet one way, and Reggie would be cold around her in another way, and her mum could not get close to her. They would not let her mum close to her. She used to get really pissed. She's like, I want to hold my fucking daughter, you know. And I'm like, I'll get her. And the boys would lay there and watch me pick her up and hand her to her. And the first thing they would do is they would commando crawl right up over to her and rest their chins either side of her hips, like, we're watching you, you know. And she was like, why are they doing that? And I'm like, because they're very protective of the new member of the pack. And I put the telly on for her, and she'd be watching her TV show. And I'm like, do you want a cup of tea? Yes, please. And I'd make her a cup of tea or whatnot. And she would feed Molly a bottle and change her bum and stuff like that and whatnot. And I loved those fucking German Shepherds. They were, oh, Ronnie and Reggie, I miss you, boys. I miss you. I went on a small little holiday with my daughter and her mum. And I had a friend house sit the place. And unbeknownst to me, they had recently fell on some hard times, and they only she I'm not going to say her name, but she went into my fucking house, she got my 2 dogs that trusted her. This is the thing that fucking stabs me right in the heart. They trusted her, and she sold them. She fucking sold them to a man in South London who's notorious for setting up dog fighting rings. And so when I came home, they used to greet me at the front door. Ronnie and Reggie would always greet Dad at the front door. Not the front door, not Ronnie, Reggie, nothing. Boys, nothing. Now my back's up, just like that. My back is up the moment they didn't respond to my second call. So I'm walking through the house. Nothing's been stolen. My TV's still there. My Dreamcast was still there. The Dreamcast. That's how long ago it was. The Dreamcast had just come out. My Dreamcast was still there. My games were still there. Everything was still there. I'm like, what the fuck are my dogs? My dog food was missing. A fucking £50 bag of dog food was missing. I was like, where's my dogs and my dog food? And even her mum, even Molly's mum was like, what the fuck's going on? I don't know. So we called up this person. She's like, oh yeah, they ran away. The hell are you talking about? They ran away. Where's their dog food? And she was like, oh yeah, I threw it away because I didn't think you'd need it. Alright, now I knew for a fact that my rubbish get picked up on Friday. This is a Thursday. So if she had thrown the dog food away, it'd still be in the rubbish bin. So I walked over to the rubbish bin, lifted it up, it's empty, nothing in there. And I'm like, why are you lying to me? She's like, no, I threw it in the bin. I'm like, no, you're not. I'm looking at the bin right now and it's empty. Why are you lying to me? And then the phone went dead. And she wasn't responding to my texts. She wasn't calling me back. She ended up turning her phone off. Oh, I was fucking livid. The first person I called was my sister. And I'm like, Shelley, where the fuck is this? And I'm not going to use their name, but where the fuck is she? She's like, why? And I go, it's because I know you live on the same estate as her. She was house sitting my dogs. My dogs are fucking missing. And that's when my sister, she was like, oh, Dad, I'm so sorry. I'm like, what do you mean you're so sorry? And she's like, we did notice that she had 2 German Shepherds with her the other day, but she sold them to, and again, I'm not going to say his name. I'm like, you fucking what? And I literally got in my car, and I looked at my ex, and I was like, you stay with that, you stay with her. You know, and I called up my brother. My brother's like, what's going on? I'm like, can't tell you. We're going to go somewhere, and we're going to do something really nasty to someone. And he was like, I'll get Buster. That's my brother's pickaxe handle. Buster Heads. So he's got that, and I've got my brass knuckles. And I really pull up, honk my horn, stick my head out the window, and I yell out her name, and I'm like, you're fucking dead! And literally, it echoed. And I mean, like, echo through the entire, like, estate. Like, it's like a block of flats. Like and I mean, literally, people hanging out on their balconies just stopped and looked at me and just went right inside there and closed the doors. And I went up 3 flights of stairs and I fucking sparred and kicked her door right off the fucking hinges. Whack! And I walked in there and she's literally sitting there crying her eyes out saying, please don't hurt me, please don't hurt me. I'm like, where the fuck are my dogs? And my brother's like, what, Ronnie and Reggie? I'm like, yeah. And he was like, where the fuck is his dogs? Now my brother loves dogs. My brother has always been a dog guy. He absolutely fucking adores dogs. Okay, he recently lost his French bulldog and it literally broke him, and his wife surprised him with a British bulldog. Yeah, an absolute cutie. Oh god, the thing slobbers everywhere. Fucking love it. And so it and then she was like, oh, I sold them to so and so. I'm like, my brother looks at me and he goes, you do realise that they're probably dead, right? And I'm like, yeah, you might want to leave the room, Ross. And he was like, dude, it's a woman. I'm like, I don't care. And I didn't. I was just beyond seeing red. I was like, I don't care. By the time the coppers are done with her body, they won't even be able to recognise her. And my brother was like, no, I can't. No, dad would, and they like, dad be mental. I'm like, yeah, I know. And I lost it. I fucking lost it. I smashed up the shit out of her fucking flat, destroyed her telly, her fucking mirrors, fucking. I threw one of her settee sofas out the window. I was pissed. And eventually, I did find the guy, and I was like, listen, so and so sold you 2 German Shepherd boys, right? And he's like, yeah, they were good fighting dogs. I was like, they were my dogs. She didn't have the right to sell them. And she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And it was like, I'm so sorry. What can I do to make it up to you? And I'm like, resurrect the dead. And he was like, you what? I'm like, resurrect the dead. And after that day, I refused to get a single dog in my house. Because it broke something in me. It really did. And don't get me wrong, my brother brought his dogs down, and I loved on them, and I loved on my mum's pit bull. My mum had a beautiful fucking pit bull. She was an albino, extremely fucking rare albino. And whenever she got angry, she turned bright pink. Because all the blood vessels in her body would literally like start, and she would turn pink. Everyone's like, a pink pit bull. I'm like, yeah, because she was albino. She had the whole pink eyes and everything. She was albino. And my mum named her Desert Orchid after her favourite racehorse, who was a white Palomino, who was a white horse. And my mum even has the name Desert Orchid tattooed on her arm to remember her pit bull. She loved that fucking pit bull. That was her baby. And my mum knew how much it hurt me. And then shortly after that, I lost my Staffy Toby, who I loaned to my nan. And I was just, it crushed me, man. It crushed me. And the one thing I want right now, no matter what, since I moved back to the UK, is I want a dog. I want a dog. I just want a dog. I want some companionship. You know, I don't want a person. Okay, people are annoying. Okay, don't get me wrong. Okay, people are annoying. I just want companionship. I want a dog that's literally just going to sit in the corner in his own little bed and come over here and annoy me sometimes when I'm trying to watch TV or I'm trying to eat, and does the whole little, Dad, can I get a little nibble? Can I get a nibble? Can I get a nibble, please, please? Please, Dad, please, Dad, please, Dad. You know what I mean? I'm like, yeah, have a little bit of bacon, you know. But Jackal, you know what I mean, mate. It's not the same. Okay, I can be, and this thing, I've got friends here in Reading, and they invite me out all the time. I'm really close with pretty much all of my roommates here, and we all go out and have fun. We all go to the gym together and stuff like that, and various other things. It's just, I am missing companionship, and I don't want that from a woman. Don't get me wrong. I mean, women are lovely. I love women. I love trying to make babies with women, giggity. But it's not the same, you know. When my Braddock, I miss you, buddy. He was my wingman. Every time I went out to Walmart or to the corner store or to the gas station or wherever, he would wait by the door and just look at me like, Dad, when we go, bro? You know what I mean? He had my back. And I'm like, come on. And I would let him pick what vehicle we're going. He would walk up to my Mustang. Okay, we're taking the Mustang. You walk up to my Bronco. Okay, we're taking the Bronco. You walk up to the Expedition. Okay, we're taking the Expedition. You know? And he was my dude, man. He was my dude. And he knew when I was upset. He knew when I was depressed. For the longest time, he would be my antidepressant. He knew when I didn't have the energy to get up or to do anything. First thing he'd do is hop in the bed, lay down next to me, and literally he would rest the top of his forehead right on my chin. And he always used to do this to me. And if you've ever owned a bully breed, you'll understand this. And he would fart. And his farts could strip the enamel off your teeth. Oh, you know? And he knew, because that would get me out of bed. And so he knew that once I got Dad out of bed, I would say I need to go potty. And he would go by the back door and be like, fine, I'll let you out. So I'd let him out. He'd go do his thing. I'd record a coffee time with Cobra. And all of a sudden, I don't feel depressed anymore. You know, it's like my depression has been put on the back burner. And that's what he used to do for me. And then sometimes I'd be streaming and also my elbow's doing this number. I'm like, what the fuck is Braddock? And I'm like, what do you want? Oh, you want to go potty? Alright. 1 second, guys. Yeah, and I'd get up, let him go potty, come back to playing Heroes and Generals and whatnot, or whatever it is, World of Tanks or War Thunder or whatever it was I was playing. And I miss him. I miss him so much. And it's weird because I had a dream about him 2-3 nights ago, and I've not been able to shake it. And it was the day I first picked him up from the pound, and he was so nervous and scared, and getting him home through the front door and him hopping into my chair, my streaming chair that I had, my little black office chair, and I took that picture of him. I've still got that picture actually. And he just sat there looking at me like, is this okay, Dad? I'm like, buddy, it's your chair now, mate, if you want it. And of course, you know, my ex-wife's like, you wouldn't even let me sit in that chair. And I'm like, well, of course not. Why not? Because you got a fat ass. He doesn't. You know, and like I said, I don't hide the fact that I do have depression. I do. I have really, really bad depression, to the point where even my doctor is like, dude, you're on the legal edge of almost overdosing on your antidepressants. And there are days when they barely even touch me, to the point where I will lay in bed, I can hear my Discord going off, I can hear my phone going off, and I'm just laying there and I'm just like, I don't care. And I know what triggered it. I know for a fact 110% what triggered it for me, and that was my nan's death. Before my nan died, no matter how bad my depression got, if my phone rang, I would answer it on the off chance it's my mum or my nan. You know? Even though my mum's got her own ringtone, which is, you know, your mum is calling, just ignore me. Literally, that's what my phone says. Your mum is calling, just ignore me. And stuff like that, I would still answer it. You know, I would be like, what's up, mum? And I'd be like, can I talk to Nan for a minute? And I would talk to my Nan and my David. Because I've always been more closer to my grandmother than I ever have my mother. Okay? My parental figures in my life growing up were my grandmother and my dad. And when my dad died, it just solely became my grandmother. And my grandmother, being Irish, ruled the fucking family with an iron slipper. Okay? And I mean, black guys talk about grandmas with their slipper powers. Yeah, so Irish women are the same. Only Irish women aren't afraid to do it to grown-ass men like police officers. Oh my God. That was just, whoa. And so when my nan passed away in November, my depression literally just went unchecked and ramped and ramped and ramped and ramped. And I've been on Zoloft, I've been on Lipitor, I've been on Xanax, I've been on Fluoxetine, I've been on Luprin, I've been on lithium, I've been on probably every mind-numbing substance you can think of that's legal. And not a single fucking one of them has helped me. My rage, even though I don't show it, I still feel it. Like, I can't... When I was working at my previous job at Paddy Power, there were certain customers that I knew were just going to be assholes. You get that feeling, you know, it's like, oh, for fuck's sake, not this dickhead again, you know? And I've never even met the guy, it's just, oh, for fuck's sake, not this dickhead again. And I've never even met, you see what I'm saying? I've just never met him. And he'd come in, make his bet, and I'm like, paper, there you go. Alright, now fuck off. Go, bye, you've made your bet, go away, sit down, watch it lose, have a nice day, kind of thing. And I lost, have I told you how I lost my job at Paddy Power? Okay, I had just passed my 6 months probation. Okay, so I can't be fired. I can only be disciplined. Giggity. And two workers from a country called Poland come in, Polish. They come in. They start playing the slot machines. Now, bear in mind, we don't legally own the slot machines. We rent them. The company that owns the slot machines are the ones that maintain them. They're also the ones that prosecute 100% of the time. We're not the ones that charge you. They do. Okay? And one of them was bitching about one of the buttons not working. So I came over, run a diagnostic on it. All the buttons are working. I'm like, the button's working, mate. Look, see, it's working. Diagnostics is telling me the button's working. So, and I sat and I'm like, play it, and I'll watch. And he's playing it, and it's working just fine now. And he's like, oh, okay, it's working now. I'm like, great. So I take about 10-15 steps, and all I hear is bang! The guy's fucking hammer fisting the machine. And something in me just fucking snapped. I think it was my PTSD, to be honest with you. I reached down, I grabbed one of the fucking stools, I whip around, and I lob the fucking thing at him. No ands, ifs, or buts. It's just an instant bang, grab, yeet! And I yeet the fucking thing at him, and it hits him, knocks him off the stool, and he's like, "What the fuck, cool, blah 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 blah," and I'm like, "Get the fuck out! Don't hit those machines ever a fucking again, or I will run through you like a fucking tank." And his friend is bigger than me. I'm 6'1". Right, I'm a big guy. This guy's bigger than me, and he gets up, and I'm like, dude, don't even fucking start, because I'll kick you so hard in your balls, you'll end up having to have fucking transgender surgery just to be recognised as a human being. And his face was like, oh fuck, this guy means it. So he sits back down. The big guy sits back down, and I'm like, intimidation roll me a d20. You know what I mean? I fucking rolled a nat 20 on that one. And the other guy gets up and he starts running towards me, so I grab him. And I start fucking wrestling him towards the door. I open up the door and I throw his ass out. And I tell his friend, follow him. Go. Get. He gets up and he leaves. They come back about 10 minutes later. Now I'm behind the counter now. Now our counter has like perspex glass up and stuff because of COVID and shit. So, you know. So I'm sitting there. They come in and I look and goes, you're both barred. Get the fuck out right now. And one of them takes a hammer to one of the machines and just starts smashing it. They just start smashing it. And the first thing I can only do is call the police. Well, the average response time for police is maybe about 8 to 10 minutes. They can do a lot of damage in 8 to 10 minutes. So I call the police. I lock down the tills, which means they ain't getting no money out of them. And I now, company policy is not to leave. Company policy is to keep that door locked and stay there until the police arrive. Soldier in me is like, I have 2 enemy combatants downrange that I need to eliminate. I can't turn that off. And so I sigh so loud you can hear it on the CCTV footage. Literally, they've got footage of me just going, fuck. And so I stand up, I unlock the door, and that's what got me fired, was unlocking the door. Because I literally made it a safety issue because I unlocked the door, and that they could have had ease of access to the money and the till, to the cash message, because I was the only one there. I was the only one there. And I close the door behind me, and the door automatically locks now. You can only be opened with the key, and it's on my hip. So, and I'm like this, and I grab one of the fucking stools, and I throw it at the fucking guy again. Hopefully going 2 for 2. Miss him completely. I was like, I really need to throw it more when I'm angry, And I'm like, look, mate, fuck off. And he turns around with this hammer in his hand, and I'm like, you want to go? We can go. And I wasn't afraid, but by then the coppers finally show up. They come in, there's fucking glass everywhere. Fucking 4 or 5 of the machines are broken. Fucking, I mean, it was like, I think they said it was like close to 40 to 50,000 pounds worth of damage done to the machines. Yeah. And now bear in mind, these machines also house cash. Okay, so when someone makes you can in English betting establishments, you can bet one of 3 ways. You can bet online from your safety of your home, or you can use one of the betting machines, like a self-terminal checkout thing at Walmart. Okay, you walk up there, you make your bets on the touch screen, and it prints out a ticket, but only after you put your money in the machine. So there's cash in the machines. Okay, and we have to empty those every night. We have to empty the slot machines, the fruit machines first, because they're own. That cash is ours because we rent the machines. Okay, that cash is ours, but we got to cash that up separately. The self-betting terminals belong to us. We own those. Let's say so those have to be cashed up separately from the main tills. And so usually about 10 o'clock we lock the front door, and then I do machines 1 to 8, which is a self-betting terminal. Now bear in mind, this has been almost a year now, 2 years. So I do machines 1 to 8, and I leave the fruit machines till last. Well, I couldn't even get to the fruit machines because he had hammered the locks in them. I couldn't even use the keys to open them up. And according to the system by my till, one of those fruit machines had over £800 in notes in them. And the police were trying to confiscate them. Yeah, they were trying to confiscate the machines as evidence. And I'm like, no, I need to take the money out of them first. But I can't because that's tampering with evidence. And so I was in a dilemma. I was like, I called my boss Angus. I called Angus. Angus is like, what? I'm like, yeah, the shop's been smashed up. So he comes down in a fucking flash. Okay? Sees everything. He's like, what the fuck happened? So he goes and checks the CCTV footage. Yeah? And the police are there now, and the police are trying to literally tape up the machines to take them away. And he's like, no, you can't. We've got money in those machines. And the cop is like, I don't care. And he's like, no, you will care, because if you're taking those machines in as evidence, you've also got to take the cash, which means you've got to get the cash out, which means that's tampering with evidence, because the machines have to be kept as they're in their as-is condition when the crime happened. Thank you, phone. And so, long story short, we ended up calling a district manager. Now, bear in mind, it's now 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay, district manager fucking staggers in. He was not happy. He gets the police to sign off and everything else. We print off a receipt to say how much is in what machine. Okay, so that when we get the machines back, if there's a penny missing, okay, the Metropolitan Police are on the chain for it. Okay, they're on the hook for it. So I end up like calling a cleaning company. They come and clean the place up overnight. We taped off all the machines. I get a voicemail message on my my WhatsApp, because we use the WhatsApp for work, and it was like, Dan, don't come into work today. You got the next couple of days off. I was like, all right, cool, fair enough. And about 2 days later, because I contacted Angus, I'm like, Angus, when am I coming back to work, mate? And he's like, you're up for a peer review. I was like, a peer review? What the fuck? He's like, yeah, we're looking at the CCTV footage now. And he flat out asked me, he's like, why did you go out there? And I said to him, you know that when you hired me, I have PTSD. I am a combat veteran. My PTSD flared, and I am sorry about that. I literally got fired because I have PTSD. Now, Angus knew I had a ADHD when he hired me. He knew I had it, which is why I was the only one that he trusted getting the money from the betting shop to the bank. He didn't trust anyone else. On a good day, if it was like Ashton or really like or Ashton's like the English version of the Kentucky Derby. Okay, so we've got a lot of people gambling. Okay, and we by law can only have a maximum of £8,000 in the safe. Any more than that, and it must be banked immediately. Well, when one guy comes in and drops 50 grand on a race in cash, I'm the one carrying 50 grand in cash to the bank. Yeah. And I'm the only one that Angus trusted to do that. And I'm doing it with no weapons. So anyone with a shooter could have just stuck it in my face and walked off with 50 grand cash. And no one even looked at me. No one even. When Angus used to do it, he used to put it in like a shopping bag and make it look like it was he's just gone shopping at Greg's or something, like a little local corner store or whatever, so people wouldn't even question it. I would walk out with the cash in my hand, literally notes flapping in the breeze, and people would look at the money in my hand and look at and whatnot, and they wouldn't even look twice at me afterwards. And one homeless guy looked at me and he goes, "Can I get some of that, mate?" And I'm like, "Only if you win at our betting shop." And I carried on walking. I paid it in, got the slip. As I was coming back, and he was like, "How much was that fight, if you don't mind me asking?" And I was like, "That was £68,000. And the guy's eyes lit up like fucking fireworks. And he was like, "And you were just walking around with it like it was nothing?" I'm like, "Yeah, because it probably is nothing to me." And he was like, "What?" And I goes, "I used to drive a tank that was worth millions. That's nothing. Have a nice day, mate." And just walked on. And after that, I swear he must have told every homeless person, because after that they was all like, "How you doing, sir? How are you, sir? How are you?" And they never asked me for any money. They never, but they not once did they ask me for loose change. Not once did they ask me for anything. They just like, "How you doing, sir? Have a nice day, sir. How you doing?" I'm good, thank you. I'm good, thank you. And one of Angus's messages to me about, I think it was like 4 or 5 weeks ago now, it was just the beginning of the year. So he messaged me and he was like, "Please come back." And I'm like, "Why?" And he goes, "Because I can't find anyone to actually take the money to the bank reliably." He only wants me to go back there just so I can be the fucking money transfer guy. And I'm like, just have G4S security do it, But of course, they don't want, Paddy Power doesn't want to pay G4S because G4S charges you per stop, per load, various other things and stuff. So, yeah. Fucking hell. It's insane. Absolutely insane. So how you doing, Jackal? You good? Okay, guys. Well, I've been streaming now for an hour and some change. No, almost 2 hours. So I'm gonna call it here, and I'll see you all tomorrow with some Red Dead Redemption. Take it easy, guys.